this place.
Into this place.
Come on, let's welcome him tonight.
Welcome
to this brokenness. We know that you desire
to abide
in the praises of your people. So we lift
our hands
and we lift up our hearts. Yes, we do. As we offer up
this praise
to your holy name. Come on, Aaron. Sing the verse. Creation declares your glory. Oh, and the universe declares your majesty.
Very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all of the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left. Thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. The book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Wait a minute. Hold on. See, what happens is we don't meditate on this day and night. Some of us, we read one or two scriptures and then we go to bed. I didn't get no amens on that. Think about it. We got a busy week. Somebody told me years ago, you should give God at least 10% of your day. If it's 24 hours in a day, 2 hours belong to God. Any 2 hours in here? But we want good success. You want God to bless you, but what have you done for God? Janet Jackson had a song, she said, what have you done for me lately? Oh, you think just because you said I'm living saved, there should be some action behind your life.
That's right.
And if you're living saved, you should have some power.
That's right. That's right.
And if you got some power, then you should be able to command some stuff to come to you.
That's right.
He said, everywhere your foot touch shall be blessed. Anybody been walking around some stuff?
That's right.
Or ain't nobody? I said, anybody been walking around some stuff? He said, everywhere your foot touch shall be blessed. He said, from the rising of the sun to the going, he said, from the east to the west is yours.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe I should do this. Promise, maybe I should do this. Do you know that you have been adopted into this royal priesthood? Once you said Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, everything that he has now belongs to you. So from the east to the west, I got a right to it. So why are you walking through the land barren? Why are you unfruitful? Why are you still in the land of one? I said I'm moving. I'm about to go to a place where I have more than enough. Can I use your mother? Look, I went to mother's vineyard. She got a great vineyard, nice, spread out. See, everything I do, I think is spiritual. This is me. Everything is spiritual to me. I was walking through the vineyard, I said, man, this sure is fruitful. There's a lot of grapes on this vine. I'm from the country. We love grapes, especially the muscadines. Tear up. And I was walking through there, I said, now what if my life was this fruitful?
Well,
now, if you haven't been out there, I've been out there. You can look for rows and rows. I mean, we was walking, seemed like for days. It was just great. And there was fruit. I mean, it was not the little things either. Not, you know, the kind you can't see. She had the big red, the big purple, black ones. Man, them things were huge. Now, what if your life was that fruitful? What if every time you spoke, God performed what? Now somebody said, wait a minute, hold on, Apostle, is that even possible? Yes, it's possible, because when Elijah opened up his mouth, he said, if the Lord be God, he took it out, he smote the waters, he said, let them part hither and thither, and he walked across on dry land. So don't tell me God won't respond to you. So I'm asking you, why ain't your life that fruitful? Tell my neighbor, so don't worry about it, I'm moving. I'm moving. See, I'm going to a place where, see, I'm meditating on this day and night. See, now I got to get to the place where when God speaks, I'm listening. Anybody listening? But see, okay, good. I'm glad you're listening or you're taking any action. Because see, fear will paralyze you. Joshua was not afraid. He knew there was going to be some places that was going to cause him some trouble. He knew, he said, that's why God said, look, be very courageous. Do you know when you go to that land, when you move to the next place, there's going to be a giant standing you, looking you right in the face, telling you what you cannot have. Oh, come on, somebody. Some people right now, if I was to take a poll, we're struggling in our finances. That's the biggest struggle for most people. The enemy gets the victory over our finances. Now I could be super spiritual and tell you, well, if you sow, well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. It's optional. There is not a command for you to give tithes and offerings. Uh-oh, I think I lost some folks, Bishop. If you go back and do some studying, it has never been a command for you to give tithes and offerings. It's optional. When Abraham gave his tenth to Melchizedek, which was a type of Christ, it was optional. God never said, give it up. But Abraham recognized, if I sow, something good gonna come back to me. But he said, I'm gonna make sure it's on good ground. And wait a minute, he said Melchizedek, which was the king of Salem, he was only mentioned 2 times in the Bible. When he sowed, good things happened to Abraham. I'm telling you, I'm not telling you, but see, I'm a giver. I like to sow. Everywhere I go, I'm dropping something. I'm sowing in somebody's life because of some good things. Do you know the reason why I said I'm moving? Look, God spoke so clear to me. We was on this side of the complex. And God said, I want you to ride on the other side. I said, God, my church over here. I talk to God like that. I'm sorry. That's just me. I said, God, my church over here. He said, I know. Ride on this side of the building. So I started riding on this side of the building. And I thought it was occupied. I said, somebody's in your land. I thought it was occupied. So I rode the building and I rode it. After a while, I got a phone call and said, your lease is up over there. Have you thought about moving? I said, let me go look at it. He said, okay. We made an appointment. We walked in here and I said, oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. You can make that happen. Now the first thing is, we're only about 25 strong. Now, when I say I launched out into the deep, I launched out into the deep. Because I believe everything that we need, the Lord will provide. Because see, while I have an example in my life, while Joshua was at the Moses servant, I've been a servant. So some things that I needed to learn, while every time she would move, I would move. And she began to instill some faith in me. She said, God can do anything. And while she would preach that, I was like a hungry man. I was sitting in the front. I was like, this, Bishop, feed me. After a while, it became reality. I started asking God to do some things for me, and stuff started showing up. Oh, y'all, come on, somebody. Every time God speaks, he said, go do this. It would show up. I said, I told the church, I said, look, something about to happen for me. The government owed me something. And after a while, I said, it's about to show up. You know, I got my bank is Bank of America. And in my bank, every time they deposit something in my account, I get one of them. So I was riding one day, and that sound went off. I was at work. You know, sometimes you have to contain yourself. Maybe y'all don't. You know, I didn't want them folks to think I was crazy. I was trying to be real discreet, but when that number hit my bank account, my eye got big. I said, Lord, have mercy. Thank you. Lord, have mercy. I couldn't even call my wife right. I said, Lord, have mercy. No, this is what they got cameras back there, so they can play it. I'm like, Lord, have mercy. I said, woo, because it popped up all the numbers. I said, Lord, have mercy. Thank you. Because at the time, I needed God to do some stuff. See, now, that's why I say today, I'm moving. Because I see that God can do anything. Huh? Some of you have been asking God, and see, some of us have been sitting long enough. Uh-oh. I'm going to say it again. I said, some of you have been sitting long enough. You have served. Now it's time to take some action. Can I get an amen on that? Amen. I said, we've been sitting long enough. Now it's time for you to take the lead. Uh-oh. See, in order for things to happen, you got to put some legs on it. God could have spoke to Joshua all he wanted to. And Joshua could say, oh God, you ain't calling me. Anybody said that? God, you must be talking to somebody else. God, you didn't choose me to do this. Why wouldn't he choose you? He wants those that he can trust. Can he trust you? Now, do you believe that he is well able to lead you where you need to go? But what happens is, you know, people get in your ear. Oh, come on, somebody. You know, some folks will talk you out of a good thing. Y'all don't act like y'all ain't never had that happen to you before. I said, folks will talk you out of your, tell them, see, that's why you can't tell everybody your business. Do you know if Joshua would have conferred with some folk, they would have told him, Joshua, God didn't tell you that? Huh? Do you know if he would have went and sat with some of them people that he'd been with him forever, as soon as he made up his mind that I'm going to do what God said to them, now, do you sure God told you to do that? They've still been sitting there waiting to go to the promised land. Huh? Sometimes you got to keep what God tells you to yourself. Some stuff you don't speak out because the enemy is waiting to snatch it anyway. Huh? He said we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rules of spiritual wickedness in high places. Come on, somebody. So sometimes, you know, when I talk to God, but when I pray in my unknown tongue, that's just me and God. See, don't nobody know what's going on but me and God. See, I have an understanding that if I speak to God in the manner that he needs me to speak to him, he will understand, and then he's going to respond to my cry. Anybody been crying out to God? Huh? I'm telling you, there's some things that have been pending, but today we moving. Some of you have been waiting way too long. Now it's time to exercise the authority that God has given you. Do you have an authority? If you don't have an authority, you're in trouble. But if you want some authority, you can get some today.
That's right. That's right.
Huh? That's right. In order to make a move, you must have an authority from God. Man can't do it. See, I asked God, I said, God, give me favor with you and man. When I walk into a room, I want to automatically say, something different about you. I was just wondering, is there anything that I can do for you? Anybody want some favor on their life like that? Huh? You know, when you walk in, you identify by the spirit that you carry. What kind of spirit on your life? I live in the spirit of expectation. I expect something to happen for me every day. And when it don't happen, I wake up the next day and expect. I'm one of them that still drive by my mailbox. I check it on a Sunday. Oh, see, y'all. Probably didn't think I'm playing. I'm dead serious. I walk my dog on a Sunday. I check my mailbox on Sunday. Just in case the mailman might want to make a run that day. I don't know what God told him to do. He might have missed my house or something. He might have felt an unction in his spirit to come and put something in my mailbox because God told him to. So y'all don't think I live like that because I have a mission, and in order to complete this mission, there's some things that I gotta have to get it done. I don't need everybody to do it. I just need some willing folk. Come on, somebody. And if you're willing, see what happens is we come into. Can I get real with you for a minute? What happens is God has made every one of us a promise. But what we do is we come into church with our church face on and make everybody think that, you know, we on that level. Some of us just need to go and admit to God, God, here I am, broken as I may be. Can you do something with me? Huh? We'll come in here and sit down all pious like, you know, oh, well, he must be talking to them. No, I'm talking to you because you know your life ain't where it's supposed to be, but if you get right, God will do right by you. He ain't going to bless you in your mess. You will never get what you need as long as you live in a right life. Ain't going to happen. That lady over there told me years ago, she said, look, when you get saved, don't straddle the fence. I remember like it was yesterday. Matter of of fact, it was right after I took my wife, which wasn't my wife at the time, home. She called me to the side and asked me some questions. She said, this is how I raised you. Because she did take me to church. And she said, I'm straddle the fence. She said, either you're going to be on one side or the other. Because God ain't going to bless you as long as you're trying to do both. Some of you trying to put your feet in both lanes. Huh? You want the promised land, but you want this land that feels good too. You know what your feel good is, dog. See, this is the living space. I'm going to get real with you. You know what your feel good is. You want the blessings of God, but you know you got that good thing that you think is a good thing that's holding you back. Oh, you know that one thing that you can't get rid of. Everybody got something they need to let go of. See, if I got quiet then, because you know yes you do. Even preachers. Me, I struggle some days. Oh, just because we stand behind this, don't think that we don't have some battles. But I've learned if I give my battles to God, He's going to take care of me. I don't care what comes my way. Whatever it may be, God's going to take care of it. Huh? But some of us, see what we do is we sit, and this is how we sit. I'm good. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm going to get my promised land. Tell yourself that if you want to. You can talk that all day long, but if your life ain't lining up with this word, God ain't going to do nothing for you. He said, I ain't blessing your mess. Some stuff you know you've been holding on to forever. But it feels good. Oh, come on, somebody. You didn't stay in sin because it wasn't good. Don't tell me that you went out in sin because you didn't like it. When I was doing my thing, I did it long because I loved it. That's right. Boy, these folks too saved for me. Too saved for me. Don't you tell me that you didn't like hanging out. Because, you know, I didn't like, I went to the club, but I didn't go to the club to go. I wasn't no dancer. You know, I was a spectator. All right. No problem. But I had a reason to spectate. Because when the lights come back on, you know, at 2 o'clock. Oh, y'all ain't been. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all ain't been to the club. When they say last call, and the lights come back on, I already got my eye on. The last 2 times I went, me and her left. And that was the last time we went. When the light came on, she said, let's go. I said, yep, let's go. Now, and we ain't been back since. But we was up in there. Yeah, you know, see, what kills me is we get saved and you forget. And some of you still have some desires that you need to get rid of. I said, we moving. In order to move, you got to recognize and tell God, God, this is what I got. If you take this from me, God, I'm going to live the best I can for you. And every day I wake up, I ask God to forgive me. Do you know I have to do that? Every morning I wake up, I say, Lord, forgive me. I have to tell him, I said, Lord, please forgive me. Because I may have said something to somebody that I didn't. Or I may have mistreated somebody and I didn't mean to. See, I want to make sure I'm right with God, because if I'm right, then while we're moving into this land, I ain't going to miss it. See, some of us are going to get a little piece of land. Oh, some of us are going to get, you know, just a little plot. He said from the east to the west, I have an opportunity to possess it. I want everything that God said I could have. In order to get that, my life must line up with that word. Joshua was not crazy. He understood if I follow what God is telling me, yeah, I'm going to have some struggles. Yeah, I need you to be courageous. I got to make sure my mind is right. And matter of fact, Joshua's name meant salvation. Come on, somebody.